Welcome to Red Tail Education, here to help you become a better birder. Today's episode, we're going to be covering songbird anatomy and feathers. For this video, we're going to go through the different anatomical aspects of songbirds and their feathers. Because when you see a songbird, like, yeah, that's a songbird, but we're going to take a closer look at the anatomy of them and break down which feathers are which. And this really helps with songbird identification with the really tricky birds. So here is a photo of our beautiful, stunning, common, I hope you see one and I hope you know them well, of a song sparrow. Yes, a beautiful song sparrow. And a lot of people get vulnerable or like, oh man, this is where I draw the line. Like, it's a little brown bird, or the acronym is LBB. It's a little LBB over there. But I hope this video will help kind of dismantle that a bit and maybe give everybody a little more confidence and hope, like, no, we can do it. It's doable. People totally do it all the time. They can identify, they can figure it out, they can enjoy little brown birds. So we're going to use this one as our example because it's also a really good example to talk about different types of feather patterns for identification purposes. So here's a bunch of words. I listed them over here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go through one at a time and I'm going to have, really point out which one is which. And we'll go through. So number one, we have the crown. Top of the bird, top of the head. You can also split it down to like the median crown or the little bit of the outer crown. You don't have to like really be super specific with all these words. Yes, it's the technical term, but if you're also like, hey, the top of its head, that works too. So you have a crown, and here we have a nice light brown, and we do have this little median. So it has like a segmented little part of its crown. So we have the supercilium, which is also near or considered like this, like the eyebrow or the above the eye section. And right, we kind of have these alternating patterns on the song sparrow's face. So supercilium is above, and then now we have the eye stripe itself, the eye or the pattern or line that comes right out from behind the eye and then down. Over here we have a lore, so the space right between the eye and the beak. Here it's all uniform. The supercilium and the lore are pretty much the same color, so it wouldn't be distinct. But that does come up in other sparrows where they're different, so that's why they are separated and separated out. We now have number 5. We have the auricular, or, simply said, the cheek. But the auricular is also the feather structure that helps get sound to their ears. It helps funnel their sound. So birds can hear where their ears, and the auricular feathers, the cheek feathers, are where the sound enters and goes into their little ears. For song sparrow, we have this right here, called the malar. This is like really dark. You can also see it on the other side. That both sides are the same. Not pretty much the same. They are the same. And so this dark malar is something when I'm in the field I look for. That's one of my big tips. Like, that's a really dark malar with contrasting. Like, the crown up here is this beautiful like light brown, where the malar is like just dark brown. And then between the two dark mallards, is a white throat. So the space directly beneath the beak. I know there's a lot of arrows and numbers there, and yes, there's lots of lines, but it's all like genuinely straightforward. But for song sparrows, again, you're gonna see a lot of song sparrows. So if you get this one down, it's easier to figure out who, because like, hey, that one's different. Also, so now moving beyond the head, down here we have the breast. So the breast area is basically the top section. But this is like, it has like fine streaking in pattern here, but for song sparrows, they also have this like dense center or spot on their chest. So that is another thing. One of the nice big tips for song sparrow, like two super dark mallards and then the dark spot on their chest. It's pretty unique. Other birds do have it, but with different combinations. That's how you kind of figure it out. So this is the side of the breast, and then so down lower, this is the flank. And the streaking goes down the side and down the flank. And then right here on its belly there's still a little bit, just a little tiny bit, but more plain and white. And And with that, for sparrows and other birds, you want to tell the differences of how far down does the streaking go, or does it stop up high? So there's different belly patterns, but being able to separate them out and look for that helps you identify the differences. And toes, I thought that was funny. They had it on the thing, so I put it on mine. These are the toes. Classic bird track here. The three toes in front. They're perching birds, and their foot is kind of got this fun like ligament or something. So when they hit a branch, they're like a mechanism triggers, and they like grasp on. I forget it. Of course, it can release as well, but they're meant to perch on there. So those are a rundown of the front side of a songbird. So, all right, that was a lot of words, a lot of arrows. It's all right, but here's our song sparrow. We know it now. We took a look through. And now here enters another little brown bird into the villa. But we can compare them with what we just learned. So we have the crown up here, we have the contrasting supercilium, eyeline, auricular, and malar, and our spots, and this beautiful light brown but really dark brown malar. And we talked about the little spot on the belly. So let's go over here. Oh, well, now we still have the crown that has the median crown. And this is where the supercilium is different on this bird. It is different. Ah, yes. It has the yellow lore. It has a bright yellow here in the front between the beak and the eye. And the auricular is pretty similar, and the malar is still very similar. But the difference to me too here is, yes, the yellow is pretty striking, but the crown is super dark. Where here in the Song Sparrow, it's super like lighter and a little bit more red maroon. I don't know, not dark. And then moving down the front, we have a little bit more coarse streaking. This is a little bit more fine streaking, and this is coarse. And this too also does have a little bit of a spot. And just because we have them here, the legs are a very similar color, so we wouldn't be able to use those. But again, some species have different colored legs. That helps us. So here we have two different little brown birds that are, now that we've gone through it together, they're different. They're different. This is our song sparrow, and this is our new friend, the Savannah sparrow. Savannah sparrows are beautiful grassland birds. Knowing both was really good. Starting with song sparrow, though, it's nice to like once you master this and then you compare it to others, you're like, wait, that's a little different. Let's figure it out. All right. So now more songbird anatomy. We focused on the front. Now we're going to focus on the back. This is a very common friend in North America. I hope you've seen one before. This is the American robin. Do the same thing I did before with the song sparrow. So here we go. Bunch of words. Look at that. Super fun. But we're going to go through it one at a time. So we're going to skip the face. But I mean, actually, before we get into number one, we have a broken eye ring here, which is interesting. The crown and the auricular are very darker compared to the rest of the body. And it actually has like a streaky throat. I know a lot of people see a robin like, yeah, it's a robin, but it's just a nice zoomed in close-up look of that face and applying those new terms that we have. The malar it's not as distinct as a song sparrow, but it's in there. But anyway, so back of the bird, here's the nape or the neck, the back of the neck. And you can see the difference between the head here and the nape of an American robin. Like it's a super light gray like compared to like black. And then the mantle. Come in. All right, the mantle is just the back, the upper back of the bird. But what we're going to get into is when we did the front of the bird, we talked about the face and the belly, but now we're really going to get into the wing structures. So 3 is the coverts, which in my opinion, not opinion, but like it's where the like arm is of the bird. I think about like a chicken wing, like here it comes down with the humerus, and then we have the radius and ulna, and then we have the phalanges. Like this is where the actual muscle is for the wing of what they're doing. Their arms are in there. They're built a little different. So we have the median coverts, the greater coverts, and the primary coverts. Where song sparrows and other birds, they're much more distinct. But you can still see it here nicely on this robin that this section is at the top section, here is the middle, and here is the end. And right now it's all folded up. This is why it's perching. It's all folded in, and it will unfold as it goes and flies. So here, yes, you can see the sections. In other birds, they might have a really beautiful like wing bar or other different types of patterns layered in here. And when you're IDing birds out in the field, you usually wait for songbirds to land so you can get a good look at them. They're flying, you can still do it, but it's just, the 8 times out of 10, I'm waiting for it to land so I can get a good look before it flies off again. So it will usually be in this pattern. So knowing how it looks with its wing folded is good. So then moving downward, we have the tertials. I don't know, say it wrong. The secondaries and the primaries. So again, this is the beefy part of the wing that does all the flight work. This is the flight feathers. That's where they're gonna, get up there and fly. So there's different layers to those, and I'll show a photo in a second of it unfolded. And then we have a tail. Hooray! There's not too many more parts than just tail. And over here, there's undertail coverts as well. This coverts, again, they cover more of the muscly area that's doing the work and holding these feathers together so they can do what they need to do and fly in the air. So here's a photo of a chickadee. And here is the wing unfolded. So this is the coverts, this dark section. This is the arm of the chickadee holding all the feathers together. And then here are the primaries, the big first flight feathers. And when they really change, there's a line, and it goes into the secondary flight feathers. And the tertials are kind of more on the other side of the bird, but basically, I'll call it the armpit for lack of a better term. But so primary feathers are the big, and then the big wing feathers, the big feathers in the front, again, primary, and they usually have like one side of the feather has less, while the other side has more, kind of help with lift and flying. And same thing with secondaries, they're just a little bit shorter in comparison. So yeah, that is the anatomy of some songbirds on the front and the back. I hope that helped. Hope build confidence in your birding skills. It's fun to compare species as you go and go birding. So hit that like button if you find this content helpful. Subscribe if you want to join the community. Again, I hope this helps with the LBBs, little brown birds. And the source of this is in the front of Sibley's East, or any bird book really, but I'm a Sibley snob. They break down all like Songbird and ducks. They break down these feathers for you. But sometimes it's nice to have someone just walk through it for you. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed this video and keep on birding.